Hey, Robbie Stanley from NHL.com. Welcome to Nashville. A lot of reporting around there's heavy interest in you via trade. So what made Nashville not only a place you were comfortable with, but a place you were comfortable extending when you made that decision?
Yeah, I think, I've always heard nothing but great things about it here. And, talking to the guys too it just seems like such a great place to live and a great place to play. And, always a place I loved, visiting to play. And I think it's one of the best buildings. And I was really excited about it when that kind of, came to my attention. And I couldn't be happier with how it all turned out.
Nick Brooks-Bratton with the Preds. Barry Trotz has mentioned he's really excited to have you, not only for your size, but believes that you can be in that top four, be a really integral part of the blue line. When you hear that, what do you think, and how much are you looking forward to just the role here?
Yeah, definitely. I get excited, about stuff like that. I think it's an opportunity for me to, take that next step as a player, and something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and something I think I'm ready for. So it's for me, it's just embracing that opportunity and really showing the player I am and what I can do out there.
Jack Williams with the Hockey News. Wanted to ask about the system that you came from in Vegas and what Bruce Cassidy was applying, and having a really active defense, wanting to, the defenders to be really involved with the offense, going a little bit lower into the zone. I was wondering what your thoughts were just in that, playing in that defense, and what you could bring to Nashville.
Yeah, we in Vegas we always talked about playing as five all over the ice, and that was defensively and offensively as well. So we. Our whole system was kind of as a unit. So defending, it was you're never man on man, or one guy gets beat. There's you got to kind of beat us in layers, so to speak. So I thought it was good. We obviously had a lot of success there, playing that way, and we seemed to click when we were there with that system. So it was fun to be a part of, for sure.
Nick, Steve Lehman, CBS Nashville. Welcome to town. You talk about taking the next step, and you feel like you're ready for that. What do you think the next step is in your game?
I think I think there's more to give offensively, for my game. In junior, I was, an offensive guy, and when I, came into the NHL, it was, obviously a heavy focus on defending in this league, and because you're not going to make it anywhere if you can't do that. So. I think a lot of my attention, went to that side of the game, and I think I improved, a lot, defensively, when I first came into the league. And now for me, I think, try to round out my game a little bit more and kind of get back to that, offensive side and those instincts that I did have when I was in junior, and not obviously lose the defensive part, but try to take a step on the other side of the ice as well.
Elena Morris, the Tennessean, you spent time on winning teams in Vegas. How can that experience that you bring help get Nashville back to the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it's, the playoffs are, you never really know what you're, getting into until you, go through it. So I think just, the experience of it and managing the highs and lows of, what can happen throughout a playoff run or even a game or a series or whatever it is. I think having to go through that is, you never want to get, too, stressed out. If something goes bad, you got to get ready for the next shift or the next game, and vice versa, the other way. And it's a long grind in the playoffs, and I think just mentally is probably the biggest part of it. So having gone through that before, I think it's obviously a huge help.
Nick, Barry Trotz talked about your ability to play on the left or the right. Just playing on the right side, if that's what happens here at any point, just what do you like about that opportunity, and what do you like most about playing on your offside, if that's the case?
Yeah, I've played a lot of both. Actually played the right, all throughout my junior career. Mostly on the left side in Vegas, but a little bit on the right when they needed me to. But I think being on the right side, it opens me up for my shot more in the O-zone, which is my favorite part about it. I'm always kind of I'm in the one-timer position on that side, so it's that part of it comes a little bit easier. But I'm comfortable on both sides, so I'll play wherever coach puts me.
Nick, I know you weren't here last year. Obviously, things didn't go as planned. A couple guys have already talked about wanting to prove that last year was a fluke. We know that we're better than that. What do you think of joining a group that already is kind of going into things with the mindset of, yeah, we've got something to prove here and we want to prove people wrong?
Yeah, I think that's a powerful feeling to have as a team. I also thought it was a fluke, by the way, like not being here, and I think everybody obviously had a lot higher expectations just the summer they had with the free agents and all that. And I will say the year before we won in Vegas, we missed the playoffs, and that didn't sit well with anybody, and we were very hungry. Felt like we had something to prove coming into that next year, and obviously we're able to do that to the full extent. So that's a powerful feeling in the locker room if everybody can buy in and have something to prove. I think that can take a team a long way.
One of the areas of improvement needed is on the blue line. When you look at the group you're joining with Roman and Brady Shea in particular, how exciting is that to be a part of that group?
Yeah, it's very exciting. I mean, they're obviously two of the best in the league, and Yost has been doing this for a long time, and he's just a special defenseman. So. I'm really excited to be a part of it, learn from those guys, play with those guys. I think it's a great team, a great, group of guys, and obviously Yost is a guy that leads the way with that kind of stuff.
Nick, obviously Vegas is a decent place to play. Nashville, also a pretty decent place to play. What do you think of joining just from an organizational perspective and getting to play in Nashville, getting to live in Nashville for the next little bit here? Yeah,
it's, something that I'm really looking forward to. It's I've heard nothing but great things from I've talked to a bunch of the players, and just being here this weekend and meeting people in the organization, and everyone's been so welcoming to my wife and I, and it gets us so excited to be here and live here and call Nashville home, and I can't wait to get going when the season starts.
Obviously, climb the mountain with Vegas with Marchand. What's it going to be like? You think reuniting with him here in Nashville?
Yeah, Marchand's a really good friend. The guy makes me laugh. It's going to be fun to reconnect with them. We got pretty close in Vegas actually over the years, and lived right down the street from them, and so it'll be good to see him and Alex and the kids, and it'll be nice to have a familiar face around here.
Anything else for Nick, guys?